Professor Brain Brown's research shows that vulnerability fosters good emotional and mental health. It is a sign of courage. We become more resilient and brave when we embrace who we truly are and what we are feeling. The Vulnerable Scientist podcast is a space for scientists to tell their honest and authentic stories. I am your host, Sarah Nyakeri, who happens to be a scientist, informal science communicator, and I help scientists create personal websites. If you want to support this show, go to www.patreon.com/thevulnerable-scientist. You can also follow this podcast on all social media platforms at TV Scientist Pod.
I've been into research, like I mentioned earlier that I'm a project officer for One Health and Development Initiative.
How did you get the position?
The research I've been doing, how I got the position, okay. I started volunteering while doing my master's degree, and I got the full position when I got my master's degree, like to become project officer, and I started working in the area of parasitology, like because One Health is, like is interconnected with environmental health, animal health, and human health. So in this field, I've been able to use One Health strategy, One Health approach to address schistosomiasis. And also during my course of study in the master's level, I've been able to gain experience on conservation biology. So also wildlife conservation has become an interest to me, especially conservation of pangolins. So I think that is what I'm doing specifically as a project coordinator in One Health and Development Initiative. So one of the projects on schistosomiasis addresses the issue of unavailability or insufficient data reporting for schistosomiasis in southwest Nigeria. Knowing that the parasitic disease is a neglected tropical disease, like I mentioned, like not everybody know about it, but it's something that affects us here in sub-Saharan Africa, and the disease affects those people that are poor, people that don't have access to good quality water, that don't have access to good sanitation, so that keep pets that are infected, that because some researchers have proven that the disease is actually zoonotic. Fine, it is because the snail itself, which is the intermediate host, is an animal, and it's transmitting the parasite to human in form of penetration when one has contact with the water bodies that are infected. So the research is such a way that the baseline data that is missing, we're trying to bridge the gap of reporting, because even when those people they get to be infected with the disease, they don't go to hospitals to make themselves available for treatment. Even by the time some even go to the hospital, some of the hospitals don't have what it takes to diagnose them and also treat them. So those are the things that I've been working with as regards schistosomiasis in my organization, in our organization.
Okay, great. So what are the laws that you face throughout this journey that you've explained in detail?
Well, the laws is at times the motivation is not there, because this work actually takes passion. Like I realized that I have to be passionate about something, because most times I would have to go to remote areas to make my research as regards what I'm working on. So, and level of insecurity too in the country has been a very bad challenge in that area. So most times I might be demotivated, and there is job there to do. So how do I like make it work out? And at some point, during the entire process, I lost my parents. Like while the project was going on, I lost my parent, and I was like so down, like nearly into depression. Thank God I wasn't depressed. So it's really affected my productivity at work. So these are the things. I think it's life. We get to lose people and we get to bond people. So
Was it sudden?
It was, because death is an unexpected event, right? So it's so sudden. Yeah.
Okay.
And painful as well. So getting back to the usual me has been so difficult, because I had to put myself together. But with the help of our executive director and some of the staff in my organization, I've been able to come back on track, and fine. I'm trying my best to be the best.
Okay, great. That must be crazy.
Yeah.
What other law have you faced?
Well, what are the rules?
Challenges, failures.
Yeah. Yeah. Research comes with failure, right? There's no how you would do research and not like fail at some point. But I would say the one for me is I'm trying to remember. Failure for me. Oh. Wow. I would say it's based on my experience at that time. Like low productivity, like not able to achieve some set goals. Like it's a challenge, and the trigger is because I was passing through a lot as a result of death of long loved ones, the likes. So I would say that's a big challenge. And also working with people. Working with people, because I realized that people are so difficult to manage, kind of. So it takes patience, it takes some level of coordination before you can manage people, because in this project activity, you would have to meet people of different backgrounds that share different perspectives about life. So getting to meet people that have different backgrounds has been a kind of challenge, because you would say some things and they will be saying it from different perspectives. So for you to like make them understand that, okay, come, this is what this is about. Okay, this project, when we are talking about schistosomiasis, this is what we are trying to relate with, and making yourself available for this project would go a long way, this and that. So trying to convince people to make themselves available for the project, it's something. And also getting approval, because we have to go to get to some stage, some levels, get to some ministries for you to get approval for the project. So getting approval has been a major challenge when it comes to research for me. Because yes, you might even get to some offices, they'll be like, come back next week, and you don't have, like, you've spent transportation going there, so you just have to go back again. And some will be like, they are not ready. It even takes time. By the time you submit some letters, some things that they are being required, to still take time before you get approval. So I think that's it. And going like far wide, going into interior places in Nigeria, some places that are insecure, that having the mindset that you might get kidnapped, and start praying that God, I'm going for this. I don't want to be kidnapped. I don't want to face road accidents. I don't want stuff like that. So they've been some kind of challenge in this work.
How has it built you as a researcher? Those challenges that you faced, especially in the field, how have those challenges built you as a researcher or as a human being?
Well, it has. As a researcher and as human, it has built me, because I used to be a reserved and introverted person. I am still. I talk less. I am still like, okay. But so I have to come out of my shell, because I have to talk to people. Like, you can't just say because you are introverted and you have to meet people, and you now be there and you won't pass the information you are meant to pass. So why are you there? So I've been trying to force myself, come out of my shell, talk to people, relate with people, make them understand why I'm there, but with so much of rehearsals. So I will have to like, wow, I'm going to this place. What am I going to say today? Hey, what will I say? So stuff like that. Because normally I get to, when I'm in a gathering, when I'm in the midst of people, I listen more than I talk.
Me too.
So I only talk when I only talk when the need arises, like you must talk, contribute. That is when I will contribute and ship in my ideas. But this research has, even if I'm not a talkative, I would say, wow, like that level of introvert kind of thing is still in you. But I think I have like gone beyond it as a result of the research. So that is a very good development for me. And I get to meet people, get to talk to people without having the fear that when you say this, you might be criticized. When you do this, so I have learned to have good relationship with people as a result.
Awesome! I'm glad to hear that.
It has given me some kind of level of involvement in research, field research, and laboratory research. So it's fine. Yeah, and I'm grateful for that.
I'm glad to hear that. That's a big thing. Like, if you really think about it, that's very huge. Because as a human being, you just grow, based on the challenges that you face. Yeah. So, So what are those all the laws that you faced that you like to talk about?
Yeah, I think except if there's any I can't remember for now. Okay. But I think that is that failure has not really been. It's something that I face. It's something that I experience. But I've had the opportunity not to allow failure like weigh me down too much. So I get out of it like with motivations, with people around me like, no, this is not you. No, get up. You can do this. All those kind of things. So I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Great. So what are the highs that you faced throughout your journey? The highs, the successes, the big wins, the small wins.
My successes, achievements.
Yes.
The small wins. Wow, okay. I would say, okay. before now, even though I write about things that happen, like I love storytelling, but I haven't had the courage of putting my stories out. Like I used to feel, what would people say, this kind of, but now I would say that writing about myself, writing about things that I've passed through without having to think about criticism, is one of the major achievements. And having to okay, let me say, it's still about writing, because before now I could say that I don't even know about grants. Before my master's degree, I don't know if grant exists, but I know that loans exist. Like you have to borrow some certain amount of money, they'll give you some certain type of time, certain period of time to pay back. But I know that with research you could get grants. Like there are some bodies that donate money, and with that you can use it to do things that will favor mankind. So that is an achievement. And in our organization, I've learned about grant writing. I've learned about how to do literature review. I've learned about things that will be very useful and resourceful for me in my journey towards PhD. So I've gained a lot of professional experiences that I can say that, wow, in this field, I have like this year of experience. And it's not just experience by saying experience. Like I have it and I can show it that I have it. So I think it's an achievement. It's an achievement when it comes to my profession.
Is there another high that you've experienced in your journey?
Another high. Okay. Winning grants.
Oh, wow, you've applied for grants.
Yeah, winning grants, I think, for our organization, not like personally. But I'm working towards getting personal grant, like personal grant in the sense that it won't have the name of organization on it, like to fund research that will be carried out, like with some level with or no supervision. Okay.
But you have contributed to one grant before, right?
Yeah, even like I think the one on pangolin research and the one of on schistosomiasis, I contributed to it and we got it. So both researches are funded.
Is there something that you're holding on your hands?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you can.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I can hear everything that you're doing.
I didn't know it was subconsciously.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I was just.
That's why I didn't mention before. It's okay. Okay, so I asked you about the grants. You said they didn't have your name, but you contributed to that grant being won. So I was just saying that I think you should take credit for the things that you did for that grant to be won.
Yeah, let's say that. But I'm saying that because I should. Wow, it's an achievement. So let's say that.